Ever heard of a grown man turning into a Smurf? Have you been hit by a cart on a plane? What's it like to fly through bankruptcy? Did someone say bed bugs? All this and more next on Cabin Pressure with Sean and G.
Prepare for takeoff.
Hey everyone, welcome. This is Cabin Pressure.
Welcome everybody.
There was a huge announcement this week.
Huge. What announcement?
Bankruptcy.
Wow. Bankruptcy, dude. That just like gave me chills right now. Like all this like memories and stuff just flash back in my head right now. Bankruptcy sucks.
It sucks. There's nothing good about it.
Nothing.
We're gonna get to that in just a little bit. But hey, let's catch up. What have you been up to?
Sitting around the house, watching shows, doing my mending, getting my knee back in order. I'm right on target on my physical therapy, all that good stuff. But, man, if you want to talk about shows and stuff, we can talk about shows the whole freaking episode. That's all I've been doing. I mean, when you're out on operations and stuff, all you're doing is sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah, but there's one show we're going to talk about right now.
Oh, dude, you know it. I was getting ready to ask you. Yellowstone, man. What do you think about that first episode?
I was caught off guard. What about you?
I had, first of all, 2+ years, whatever it is, since it's happened, the show's been everybody's been wanting to see this episode. I was just anticipating so much more than what that first episode was. I mean, that's how I felt about it. What do you think?
I was shocked that they started off with killing him off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was like, I was like spinning in my head. How are they going to get rid of Kevin Costner? How's this happening? And then, that first, 20 minutes of the show, you're like, okay.
Killed him off.
Yeah, they just killed him off, and you're like, but you didn't, us processing the show, like everybody in the world knew before even the show started, how are they going to get rid of Kevin Costner was the big question out there, right? And then here it is, they killed him off right away.
They made it permanent. I mean, there was no question about it, right?
No. Yeah, there's
like
no question
he could come back for another.
He's not coming back. Nope. Period. I mean, unless he's in a memory.
But it kind of sucked that way because you're like, they really did. This is it. This is it. This is it. And then you're like, okay, well, if he's not in the show, like wow, what else of the show? But then the show kept going on, and then like it felt like it was like jumping and bouncing back and forth.
It was somewhat hard to follow, and the quality of the show to me was like just not as good as what I was anticipating. I was anticipating so much more because, they're always ready to get it on, right?
Oh yeah. Well, you know that there's going to be retribution all the way around because the way that Beth's character is with Casey and Rip, there's going to be a lot going on.
Yeah, there's some people going to be dying. There's going to be some people getting hurt for sure. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
But I have to say, I did not like the way that they opened up.
Yeah, I mean.
I love the show. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I absolutely love the show. Loved watching it, and we'll continue watching it as long as they produce it. But I just did not like the way that they started it.
Well, I mean, just the whole interior of this feeling that we're talking about here is that we just hate that Kevin Costner's off of it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he helped the show so much. He was like a huge part of that show. So anyhow, that was that Kevin Costner and the Yellowstone and all that stuff that. It wasn't as what we thought it was going to be, right?
Yeah, no, but like I said, I love Yellowstone, so continue to watch it, even though I didn't like the beginning of it.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is sometimes, right?
It is what it is, man. A lot of other good shows out there, but I can give you a whole list of shows. Anybody wanting to know about shows, man, email us. Well, we'll talk about any show you want to talk about. I'm a big, my wife's a big, huge reader, and there's a show on right now called Cross, which is this episode, this like detective that's in DC. Dude, really good show. You gotta check it out. But we just started watching that and stuff. But anyways, what else been going on?
Well, no, I've been working. Was caught up with this flight attendant last night. It was actually pretty funny. We had an incident, me and her, not even years ago. It was probably a couple years. But we had an incident last night, and we were just talking about that. And we'll get to that in a minute also. But when a passenger comes back to the back of the aircraft and they're not feeling good?
Oh, yeah. We get that all the time.
All right. Well, this was me and Margot years ago. We're sitting on the back jump seat. This guy comes back and he's sick. He's not feeling good.
Right.
So he goes to me and goes, I got to go to the bathroom. Well, I was a little nervous because he's kind of pale.
Yeah.
So I said, let's just lock the door open because I don't want you to pass out. And if you pass out, you're going to get stuck against this bifold door. We ain't get your ass out of there.
Right.
So he's sitting on the toilet. He's not feeling good, kind of got his head down. And I looked at Margot and I said, Margot, hey, grab me grab me a cold compress to put on this guy's face, because that's what we do.
Right. I mean, all these bells and whistles are going off in my head right now, just like thinking about the story, like how am I going to react and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and
cold compress.
First thing is cold compress for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So you would think paper towel, grab something, but you know those blue napkins that we have, those naps that we use?
Oh no.
Yeah. You know, the ones that what do they call those curtain things or whatever? I don't even know what
I don't even know what they call it, but it's just a big blue napkin.
So I'm standing there and I'm like, hey, give me a cold compress. So she just takes this, not even thinking about it, but she takes it, she dips it into all this ice cold water in the beer and the wine, and that's cold. It's all that that's melted off, and then she gives it to me, and I'm not thinking either, to tell you the truth, and she gives it to me, and I give it to this guy, and he puts this big nap thing on his face, and he's holding it there for about 4 or 5 minutes.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm freaking out because I'm like, this blue towel that they just gave him here is not a good situation. And they're not definitely on top of their game right now.
No, we're at the bottom of our game right now, to tell you the truth, because neither one of us are actually thinking about this.
Oh. So what happens?
Well, this guy, he's leaning over and he's in there for like 4 or 5 minutes. And then I'm like, I got to check on him. So, I'm like, hey, bud, take that off your face. I want to see how you're doing. So he's kind of like hunched over and he looks up and he takes that off his face, Sean.
I know exactly what you saw. You saw Papa Smurf.
He goes,
Papa Smurf.
He goes, how do I look? I said, dude, you're blue.
You just turned him into the shmoo.
I'm like, his whole face was blue.
He didn't know he was going to get a dye job on the plane too.
I looked at Margot. Margot, she looks in there. She literally spits out what she's got in her mouth, and she starts busting out laughing. This guy, we turned him into a Smurf.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, that is like got to be the worst. I can't even imagine. First of all, that blue ink is like this thing is so saturated. Anything that gets wet on this towel and you touch it, even your fingers turn blue.
I'm sitting there thinking, we got to get this guy's face clean. So we're dumping like vodka on rags and stuff like that. Hey, this shit ain't working. So thank God Margot has one of these makeup removing towels.
Yeah.
So she had a couple of them, and so we're starting to wipe this guy's face off. So we're getting it off, and he's trying to assist by wiping himself. And then he looks up and he goes, he's got this sick look on his face, and he looks up and he goes, well, how do I look? And I'm like, you look like one of them 70s drag queens, because he has that blue shadow over the top of his eyes. He never got it on the top. Eyeshadow, this bright blue eyeshadow over the top of his eyes.
This poor guy, he's sick and everything, and you guys just made him look worse. I mean, he went from pale to freaking blueberry.
I was absolutely dying. I was with Margot last night. We were talking about that, and I said, oh my God. So one thing I love about our job is we always mess with each other.
Oh yeah. I mean, we all make mistakes and we all freaking give ourselves shit about the things that would happen, all this stuff.
I was like, Margot, you got one damn job.
Well, we're also everybody's trying to do their best and like help people and all that stuff. But I mean, just one little wrong move like that, grab the wrong towel.
But I love those stories, though, man. I mean, in our job, we have so many fun stories like that, and we're like that with all of our crew. We've known each other for so many years, and we love. The one thing about me and Sean, we love giving people a bad time for fun. They know we're playing with them. But
yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now. When I'm on a plane with G right now, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna have him giving me a cold towel on the plane. He's the last damn person I'm gonna ask for assistance.
Man, I tell you,
the blueberry Smurf making motherfucker.
I was flying with this other girl, and she was leaning over. And you know how when we go arm our doors for departure,
right?
And you know we have the girt bars, and I'm over there and I arm my doors. I get everything set. And I'm waiting for her, and she's over there arming her door, and the girt bar stuck.
Oh, no.
She's down there reaching, trying to pull this girt bar out. I'm laughing.
Wrestling with the girt bar.
Yeah, she's wrestling with it. I'm like, you want me to help? No, I'm good. And she's like pulling this thing out. She finally gets it out there. She wrestles it out. She could barely get up. And I'm like, I go over there and I pull her up and say, come on, Grandma, get up. And she goes, leave me alone. She's out of breath. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're out of breath from doing that girt bar, girl. You need to get into the gym.
Yeah, I mean, this is the number one thing we have to do in our job, the arm and disarm doors in our job. That's it. If you can't do that as flight attendant, you can't be a flight attendant, right? So, I mean, huffing and puffing to do it is like ridiculous.
I love messing with her, though. It's so funny. I told her we're going to have to buy one of them damn monitors, you know, I've fallen and I can't get up monitors, get her butt up from that girt bar.
I've fallen on a girt bar and I can't get up.
Oh, my God. It was too funny. But no, going back to us flying with Marguerite's coming in, it changed the demographics of our show today because of this. All right, so last night when we were coming in, we had an accident incident, and these are one of the things that actually really, really bothers me. These incidents that don't have to happen. We had a passenger that supposedly she was injured by the cart. You know how that happens, you know, from someone hanging out in the aisle. So let me explain to you first. We had a flight attendant. The guy that was flying with us, he's bigger than both me and you. He's probably 260 easy, and that aisle is probably approximately 18 inches wide. We had about half of the plane that was on board, half of it.
Yeah, it was a light flight.
And what it was is that they started taking the cart out. So last night when we came in, we had an incident on the aircraft. Drives me nuts that these passengers they lean out in the aisle. And these things don't have to happen.
Dude, that is like a total freaking pet peeve of mine. I mean, everybody that comes on the plane, and especially like you got those couples that come on a plane, they got to be on the aisle, but they also got to be in the aisle.
Yeah,
like they think that aisle is their space. And that's our work space. Yeah, that's our workspace that's on the plane. I mean, we need to be able to like move on the plane. I mean, I can't tell you how many times like when I got to get up and down those aisles and I got a freaking emergency or I got something, man, you're going to hear my freaking my military sergeant voice come out. People are not going to, they're going to be startled when they hear me because I'm coming down and I'm going to be like, move.
Well, imagine
your elbows, your arm bar.
Imagine this guy though, Sean. He's okay. Like I said, he's bigger than me and you, and he's on the back side of the cart. Well, you know how many times we make announcements about telling people that we come through the aisles with our carts?
Over and over, man. We're trying to tell people and all this stuff, but they don't get. They got their headphones on.
Even if they don't have their headphones on,
they're not paying attention.
They're not paying attention,
right?
And they're leaning over the aisles, and we already know our shoulders hang over. We know that we get bumped every once in a while. We understand that. But anyway, supposedly this woman was laying down because she had a whole row to herself. So she was laying down, and she put her head in the aisle.
Oh, she's smart.
Head.
I just want to emphasize. Yeah, she's real smart.
Yeah, not go the other direction where your head would be safe. Put it in the aisle.
Yeah, this goes right along with the parent with the baby sticking the baby's head out in the aisle.
So if this guy's bigger than you, what part of his body you think is going to hit this woman first?
His ass, his thigh, something like that. It's going to smack her right in the head.
Not the cart, but no. But anyway, they go through. They do the whole service, and no one complains about anything. I start from the back, do a beverage service. We're all done, and all of a sudden we have an incident complaint from this woman that they hit her with the cart.
Of course. It couldn't have been his ass or his elbow or anything like that. It had to be the cart.
Yeah, and that she wanted that thing of ice.
Yeah.
Now, we have protocol at that point.
Yeah, but this also smells of I want a ticket.
Want something.
I want something.
But we still have protocol that we got to follow. Well, she was a little bit irritated at him, so he had asked me if I would go and talk to her, and that's fine. So I went up and talked to her, and she kept saying about her head being injured and that they hit her with the cart. And I'd ask her, I said, well, were you laying down? And she said, yes. And I said, well, where was your head? And she goes, it was in the aisle. And I said, well, why was your head in the aisle if you were sitting up?
Because I'm a dumbass.
And she was laying down and supposedly was hit with the cart. Well,
Right.
we have to, at that time, do you need medical attention and go through that whole thing? And then I said to her, we're just going to have paramedics meet the aircraft.
Right.
And at first she was like, well, I don't know yet.
No.
And I said, no, we're just going to have them meet the airplane.
Yeah, when I get in those situations, I've got the same attitude as you. I mean, there is no choice. They don't have a choice.
Yeah, because if you're going to say that you were injured on board one of our planes, then we're going to have to get clearance from medical personnel for you to leave the air.
Yeah, we got to protect our liabilities on the aircraft, and that's our job here, to protect our passengers, protect us, safety of the aircraft in total. So I mean, you can't just complain about something and think that you're going to get something without going through the protocols of what you're complaining about.
But the rant isn't this accident, because that happens.
Yeah.
The rant is elbows, shoulders, knees, toes, bag straps, heads.
Yeah.
Get them out of the aisle.
Toes, nose, assholes, elbows. Get them out of the aisle. I mean, come on. You got to, people. This is a continuous problem that it's on the plane. Everybody wants to be on the aisle and stuff, and we understand it's tight. You need some space, and that's an area to relief and stuff. But the other thing you have to understand is that there's a crew on board that's working, and we need to operate up and down the aisles. Not to mention just the passengers that are just going to the bathroom and back and forth and all this stuff. But if you're going to be on the aisle and you're sticking something down the aisle, an appendage or whatever, you're going to get hit.
Yeah, keep your laptops in. Keep the corners of your laptops. Don't have your MacBook sticking halfway out. If you don't want your MacBook clipped, don't stick it out in the aisle.
Dude, I've done that before. I mean, I've literally I broke a screen one time. I'm like coming up the aisle, and they got the laptop out in the aisle, and it wasn't even the cart that hit it. It was my the edge of my pants kind of catch the screen and just flex that thing and snapped it. I mean, you just like, what do you have this out in the aisle for? Like, this is crazy. Like,
they do that all the time. And like I said, and it caused this whole medical situation that did not have to happen last night. No. It does not have to happen. You got these guys, they put their knees out there, they put their elbows out there. And as soon as they get hit, man, they come unglued. And you have this whole situation because you did something, or you hit this, or you were negligent in your job. And you have 18 inches of space, and that cart is probably 13 of those 18 inches.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this is going to continue to happen. I mean, it happens all over in the airline, but in the business. I mean, but people, you just got to be smart. You got to be also a little bit situationally aware of what's happening around you. And for those freaking flyers out there, most of the time, they do understand we're coming out in the aisles, and they are leaning out in and out as we go by and all that stuff. But yeah,
keep your body parts in.
Keep your body parts in.
Then we don't have to do the paperwork. We don't have to worry about paramedics, and we do not have to have this conversation, which we will have again sometime
tomorrow for you.
All right, man. Let's talk about the bankruptcy.
Oh man, I feel for these airlines right now. This airline that's in the news right now that's just getting ready to go through bankruptcy just gives me like chills of just how I like all those flashbacks of all that. We went through bankruptcy twice, right?
It's a big bucket of suck, Sean.
Yeah, it's a big bucket of suck.
It is, and you do feel for those people.
And it's a suck that's not going to like go away. This isn't just happening one day.
You actually went from being like, you're one of the players in the game, and now you're the ugly, unwanted stepchild, right?
You're the ugly duckling in the sky.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's exactly what happens to you. I mean, because people look at you and it's like, oh, yeah, that's the one that's in bankruptcy.
Yeah.
And you feel for those people because we've been there. But when you when you go through bankruptcy, it's basically restructuring your debt.
Yeah, you're restructuring your debt, man, and you've got to figure out a way that you're going to become profitable again. And there's all kinds of aspects that's going to be affected that's in your life that some of these people right now that are getting ready to go through it or starting it don't even know what's coming.
No, but the airline itself, they cut costs.
Yeah, they cut costs. I mean, one of the first things they started cutting is what? Our hotel layovers, right? Hotels go to motels.
See, that's a part of it that, as far as from our point of view, we know.
Yeah. I mean, from the flight attendant perspective of how it affects a flight attendant during a bankruptcy, our lives, not only away from work, is also the interior to our job is like being affected on a big basis because we've gone to hotels to now motels. And when we say motels,
overnight,
you're laying over in, nice Marriott's, all these Hiltons, whatever. And then all of a sudden you're now in.
You went from the Hyatt to the Motel 6.
Yeah. The Red Roof. Yeah.
Hojos.
Yeah. These are the hotels and the motels that you're going to be starting to stay at. And they suck. Right?
We used to have, we had elevators and now we don't.
Yeah. Now we got bag dragging upstairs.
And usually those motels, there's like 2 layers. Let's talk about that for a minute. I mean, that was actually because that actually, if you think about it, it's kind of funny now. Wasn't funny then, but it's funny now.
Yeah. So, I mean, all the aspects of going into a motel. Well, let's start. Let's talk about this in the chronological order. First of all, it's that van driver, the new van driver.
You mean the van when the guy pulls up that he ain't coming out to get your bags?
Yeah. That guy that pulls up and stops the car. And he's just waiting. Yeah,
he just he might not even open the door. You got to open your own damn door and put your bags in the back.
And you got a paper sign written in hand, writing, "Oh, this is the motel's name."
you get inside there and you're looking for a seatbelt, and there ain't no seatbelts.
No seatbelts. So you're now in a cargo van. You went from a nice hotel van to a cargo van. Yeah, it is. The quality of everything in your whole entire life just like got lowered.
And okay, the keys, you don't have to go to the front desk because they already got them in the van. They just got them in some cup and they hand them back to you.
Yeah, they have real keys too. Yeah,
a metal key.
I mean, a metal key. Like in today's world, you don't see metal keys, but in motel world, you might see a metal key.
Well, we didn't have to worry about going to the front desk because they would just drop us off at the staircase.
Right, at the back of the lot of the staircase, in the back of a motel, the most safest place of a motel.
You go back there, and first thing that you do is start looking around, making sure that there ain't any unsavory characters out in the parking lot.
You're like. You get off that van and you're like, oh, shit. Oh, shit. I mean, there's been a homicide back there somewhere.
So then we got to do that bag drag up the stairs.
Right. So then we get that room. And then now it's like that safety thing. Everything shifts, right? So like our safety awareness, their situational awareness is like on high alert, right? We get to our rooms. We stop at a room. You open your key lock. You open that room, and what do?
Put our bag in the door.
Yeah, you're like putting the bag in the door, and now we got to sweep the room. You're going in there like kicking like you're a freaking Marine. Clear?
Well,
clear.
If we were traveling with females, we would always put our bag in, and we go with them over by their room and make sure that their room was clear.
Yeah, I mean, we literally walk through the rooms, check. I mean, open the curtains of the freaking shower, look under the bed, like everything. It was a total
You wanted to make sure there was no real boogeyman underneath that bed.
Yeah. I mean, it's a different process. You just because it's not a nice area they just put you in.
Nope.
And
then you go inside, right? The joy of the room.
Oh, they're so special.
Let's start off with we're going to check the bathroom.
Oh, nasty, dude.
Just to make sure that they cleaned it.
Yeah. First of all, I don't think. You tell me this. Have you ever taken a bath in a bathroom in any hotel or motel?
Have you ever went into a motel and not seen another hair?
It's so nasty.
If you just seen one, you'd be like, okay, it's pretty clean.
Yeah. I haven't been into a motel in many, many years,
Okay,
but I'm going to tell you, they're not clean.
All right, then you're heading to the bed.
Oh, and then the bed check. Man, you're pulling down the freaking the sheets and the blankets, and you're looking at it. You're pulling out the freaking corners. You're looking at the bed bug check. Dude.
Well, you first look to make sure that they put actually clean sheets.
Are there clean sheets on the bed? Are the pillows actually doesn't have stain from somebody from yesterday?
Okay, this was bad. I have to tell you this because I just thought about this. This is the worst feeling in the world. I got to tell you this one. All right, I was laying in that bed, and this we're going to come back to that, but I was laying in the bed, and when you're laying there and I can feel something in the bottom?
Yeah. Like in the bed?
Mm-hmm.
No.
It was bad.
Dude.
It was bad.
What'd you feel, first of all? You shouldn't be feeling anything other than you in the bed.
Well, you're hoping it was just a towel.
Right.
And it wasn't.
What? It was, this was like in between the sheets with you?
It was under the sheets.
All right.
They was underpants.
No.
It was the worst.
That is some skanky ass nasty shit right there.
And I wish I could tell you it wasn't the truth, but it was god awful.
Yeah, it's different when you wake up in the morning and there's some panties there. And you're like, what happened last night? But after when you first get into the bed, that's a whole different situation.
So go back to the bed bugs. I had to interject on that one because that in the motels, it was the nastiest incident that I ever had in there.
That is so nasty. I mean, checking the beds. I mean, the whole situation of like, the United States just went through that whole, like, I don't know if you remember this, like, it's in the last 10, 15 years where bed bugs started being talked about. I mean, there was a time where that wasn't even a subject. I mean, it was just a nursery rhyme to me, don't let the bed bugs bite and all that stuff, right? And then all of a sudden, like this wave plague came over all the hotels, motels, everything. Didn't matter how fancy the hotel, bed bugs was everywhere.
Biting the shit out of you.
Yeah, it was nasty. Dude, I had this situation where I was on a layover, and this is my first like encounter with bed bugs. Thank God it wasn't me. But I get down to the van, and my crew member, and she's like, I had a horrible night. She's like, I got bitten by bed bugs. And she like pulls down like her neck, and it was like as if they were like bed bugs, freaking vampires. Like they bit her, and there was like spots all over her. I was like, I mean, I was getting the willies right there. I mean, it was
bed bugs are so
nasty.
bad.
I was like, "What'd you do?" She was like, "I went down to management, and they were like, are you sure?" And she had like taken pictures of the damn bugs. It was so freaking gross. I was like, I'm not doing this layover ever again. Done.
Well, you didn't have a choice back then because of the motels. We were back in the hotels again. We was back in those little rinky-dink Regal Sixes or whatever those things were. But another thing is when you got into the bed though, right? Like that divot.
Yeah, those high quality mattresses that we get in there, the little beds with no springs in the center,
or the pillows that they're all balled up in there when you
or flat, the ones that were like paper thin flat, like somebody had like removed all the down out of it.
Or you looked over in the air conditioning unit in the middle of the night. It's the thermostat's either stuck on hot or cold. You're either sweating your butt off or you're freezing.
Yeah, or you're getting freaking sinus infection because of all the mold being shot out in the room on you.
How about the looky-loos in the middle? You had to make sure that you took your curtain, you
pull the drapes.
You clipped it shut because it was outside and there was always people walking by and looking inside of your room.
Yeah, we didn't have rooms with views.
But
rooms with the hallways is what we had, and these fucking peeping toms.
You'd leave early in the morning, and instead of opening your door, you'd open the curtains and look outside, and make sure there wasn't somebody out there.
Yeah, you'd like look both ways, like look at who's out there. like the door peephole was not good enough.
Yeah, you have to go down there, and you have to walk down to the front desk and back to this ugly old van again. It was that. I mean, that was just dealing with the hotel, from the hotels to the motels.
Zero miss that situation. I totally feel for my fellow crew members that are getting ready to go through some of that.
I hope they do not have to go through that. But something else that we dealt with, we went from the business class airline to what?
Last class, dude, man, freaking hood.
Cattle class. Cattle movers. I mean, anybody that wanted to pay to get on a plane, we were taking them.
Dude, I mean, we had like $25 tickets. I mean, it's like, come on. Are you kidding me? It gets bad.
How do you emerge from bankruptcy when your tickets are like $25?
Yeah, I have no idea how do you get a plan like that? Hey, we're going to sell $25 tickets.
How about the leaders?
The leader. Yeah, we go from cans to they're like wanting us to pour cups of soda. Then they're like, okay, we're not giving you cans at all. We're just going to give you 2-liter bottles.
But I was waiting for the leader one to just show up and says soda.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not even Coke. It just says soda.
Yeah. The generic brands everywhere is unbelievable. Yeah. These are all things that happen in bankruptcy. I mean, you're going to be impacted on every level of the service in your plane is going to change. The clientele on your plane is going to change. Your layover is going to change. It's nasty. Not only that, your paycheck's going to change. Right?
Yeah, oh yeah. Especially if you get concessionary thrown at you.
Yeah, I mean, most of the airlines now are unionized, but you have to make these concessionary cuts and try to keep the plane afloat. The airline afloat. It's rough. You got
to remember when we were going through it. We wondered if we had a job.
Man, every day I was praying I got to do my part to keep this going because I want my job. I liked it so much and everything, but I was like, what we had done and, for our fellow flight attendants and crew members that are out there listening to our show. I mean, it's not what you did. It's not what you did. It's just the overall, this is the leadership and a business model problem, not your problem. You're the solution. You're the person that's going to go out there and you're going to you take your attitude on the plane and you're going to pick yourself up and you're going to make it the best experience no matter what situation you're in.
And you're going to hear those dumb comments that somebody comes on a plane and goes, are you going to be in business whenever I go home, or are you going to worry about, not getting home because you guys go out of business? You're going to hear those dumb comments. We heard them all the time.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to hurt your pride. You're going to be less prideful for your airline. You're not probably going to want to be boasting about who you work for and what you work for. But you know what? You got to set that aside. You got to just keep doing what you do and make the best out of it in that day. Not to mention that, what about one aspect of this whole thing, contract maintenance?
Contract maintenance, that's a completely other story. You get in these the outstations back then, and you'd have a maintenance problem. They'd have to call this guy in from home.
Oh, dude, man, it's a nightmare. So contract maintenance, it's for all of the people that are listening that don't understand what we're talking about. It's when an airline parks at a station or an airport that they don't have their own maintenance. And when you don't have your own maintenance, you have to get another airline's maintenance or a third party maintenance that comes in and says, hey, to fix your plane. But I mean, when you're in bankruptcy, guess what number you're on the list to get contract maintenance to come fix your plane?
Behind the last person. Exactly. You are actually behind the last person.
Yeah. In fact, while you're in line, there's going to be people going to jump in line in front of you as it goes. It's a bad situation
because they know if you're not paying the bills, then they're definitely ain't fixing your plane.
Yeah, I remember when we were in bankruptcy, like the pilots would come in and we were like, "Oh, we got a maintenance problem, you guys," and unfortunately, it's contract maintenance, and we would be like.
As soon as you heard
bullshit.
As soon as you heard contract maintenance.
And also we were like, okay, we're going to a hotel. We got to call a company. Let's go. We got to go to a hotel. I mean, that's crazy stuff.
You mean motel?
Yeah, motel.
It wasn't no hotel back then. It was a motel.
Yeah, the other aspect about that motel and like call into the motel, it was like, how many times did we get to a motel and they were like, we don't got rooms for you?
That was a nightmare. You sit there and you're like looking at each other. You have no place to stay.
Yeah, because crew members always we like how we operate is we walk into a hotel motel and we have a sign-in sheet that we sign our names, and they build a company for that room, and that's how we operate. We're not paying for our rooms every night or anything like that. This is not like private airlines and stuff like that they do things like that. But as far as major airlines and stuff like that, we just sign a paper and go. And the credibility of airline in bankruptcy, it gets really, really bad at certain times. I mean, I had situations where we got there and we had to do what? We had to go back to the airport.
It sucks, man.
To get on another van to go to another motel.
That they paid the bill.
That one didn't know if they would pay or not, but they trusted them enough to give us a room for that night.
Yeah, it really is, man. It's just horrible. But real quick, what do you think about the pools at those motels?
Oh, dude,
I always laughed at those.
Hey, when truck driver Bill's out there with his belly in his beer, hell no.
The water wasn't even clear.
The water was
like cloudy.
Water was murky and cloudy.
It was some nasty cloudy.
You can't see the bottom of it. There's all kinds of bugs and filthiness on top of the water. No, that ain't my scene anyways. As far as a pool, I'm not a big pool guy hanging out at the pool, but yeah, I mean, I'm not touching a motel pool at all. Ugh.
But anyway, listen, we feel for you guys, and the only reason that we were laughing about it because we actually had to find humor in that situation because it's not a good situation, and we do feel for you. I can't say anything but good things about your airline because I've flown on you, and you guys, the flight attendants were amazing. You guys were super nice, positive things. I hope that it all turns out well for you. I hope that you guys come back stronger and everything does work out well. But like I said, it does suck, and we feel for you. We look forward to seeing you on our planes because we fly on each other, and we appreciate that. And you guys take care of yourself. But Sean, what about the destination this week?
Destination this week, man. We're headed to Madison, Wisconsin.
That's state capital.
State capital, man. Here's another destination of the state capitals. Like I've said so many times, man, when you have the opportunity to get out onto a destination and explore the state capitals, there's so much cool history with each state capital. I mean, there's just some cool stuff that I've seen in state capitals. Is this something you do, G? Like go over to the state capitals and walk into it? How many times have you done it? Like, be honest. How many times have you really done it?
Well, I've seen them actually go inside of them. Very few.
Very few. Yeah. Now, I go inside of them because like most state capitals, if you don't know this, they have free tours, free history tours. They're going on, every, 2, 3 times, 4 times an hour. Because guess what? There's park rangers in the state capitals because those are public buildings that are owned by the public. And so those park rangers go in there to tell you all the history and give you tours of capitals. Sometimes you can go in them and you could see like, actually legislation and things and happening inside the state capitals. That's cool. You guys should go, man. My big routine is if I'm there and I don't got any big agenda and I got some time on my hand to go see it, I grab myself a sandwich, go have lunch, whatever, go up to the state capitol, check it out. And I mean, you're only up there for an hour or two or whatever, but it's just a cool experience. And there's lots of cool history with state capitals. There's a lot of these little nuances that you don't know about in state capitals.
Well, you know how much I love to learn about history anyway, so I'd have to agree with you there.
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite state capitals is freaking Texas, man. I mean, Texas has their capital. Believe it or not, they took the whole entire Capitol building, they lifted it up, and then they built a whole entire underground Capitol building underneath it in the ground.
Wow.
There's the whole entire, it's a gigantic building, bigger than the Capitol building, underneath the building, and they never moved the building when they were building it.
That's pretty cool.
Craziness.
That is.
Yeah. But you can go through all that stuff, and then you just don't know that stuff is there. But Madison's another cool capital to visit. The other thing that's there is the University of Wisconsin, and the campus is right there. And you can go down and walk to the campus and, just like all the other universities and stuff out there, it's a beautiful, beautiful campus. But in the spring, summer, I wouldn't recommend the wintertime up there walking through the campus. but connecting from the state capitol, what Madison does have is they have a street that goes, it's called State Street. It goes from the Capitol, footsteps of the Capitol, straight to Madison, Wisconsin's university campus. And on that street has nothing but bars and restaurants. I mean, it is like, I don't know how long, I would say like 11, 15 blocks. I mean, it's a long, walk, but just all kinds of food, activities, anything you think, breweries everywhere. Do you like breweries and microbreweries? Madison, Wisconsin.
Now, what's the name of that, the lake that, I know Otis Redding, his plane crashed in it. What was that?
Mendota.
Mendota?
Yeah, Mendota Lake. So Otis Redding, has his plane crashed on there. He died on that lake and everything. He was not sitting on the dock of the bay. He was sitting in the middle of the lake. Now
that's a bad joke. That's a bad joke.
Anyhow,
that's a bad Otis Redding joke.
Yeah,
right
man. But you got to do what you got to do. Anyhow, no, the lake is beautiful there. That lake that's right there in Madison, you can actually go around the entire lake. There's a path that you can walk. You can run it, walk it. It goes right through the campus of the University of Wisconsin. It goes all through around the lake. It's just a beautiful, beautiful place up there. And if you're up there in the seasons where you can walk around and all that stuff, I mean, highly recommend. Just get out and explore Madison. It's a cool place.
Very cool. Madison, Wisconsin. All right, folks. This is for our friends at the other airlines that had entered bankruptcy. I just wanted to end with this quote for you guys. Just remember, this shall pass. We've been through it. This shall pass. Now, it might pass like a kidney stone, but it'll pass. Trust me.
Woo, I'm going to tell you right now, man, if it's like a kidney stone, you don't want it. I've had those things twice, and there's a son of a bitch.
Well, this whole podcast was about how bankruptcy sucks. So, there's nothing easy about bankruptcy. But it'll pass. You guys will make it through it.
There's a little pain involved with it. But,
you'll be back in the game.
You're gonna get through it.
We just want to, put our big shout outs for you guys. You guys take care of yourself, and everyone else take care of yourself. Fly safe. Had a great time today. It was fun talking.
Yeah. We'll see you next time here.
Next time on Cabin Pressure. See you guys.
Thank you for listening to Cabin Pressure with Sean and G. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Then share us with just one friend. Now go out and live a happier, healthier, and more productive life.